Hello, my friends. As I noted in the last episode, I'm wearing the same shirt. We're doing back-to-back episodes from a recording standpoint so I can get those published for you and scheduled to keep you entertained while I take some time off. So we're not going to spend as much time looking at the attributes today, but I want to see if some of those moves have stuck, if we've got some players that needed loans. Did Gordon Bell escape Canada? I don't know if it might be right here. I don't know. I never read all the things that are happening right here, and sometimes people are like, it's on the main screen. It's on the first screen you showed. We'll find out. Let's go look. All right, we're doing in reverse alphabetical order from what we did last time, so I'm trying to do that every other episode, so it's not in any particular value order or anything like that. It's just reversing the names. I really wish that would stop popping up on my screen. Greg Baxter has got a torn calf muscle. How long's that been there? He's out for another 3 to 6 weeks. He's still... I saw the L, and I thought he was still... What? He's moved to Leeds? What? They bought him for $15.75 million. They bought him the season before that for $8.5 million. He played 31 games for Lech. Wow. Okay, he signed the contract. He's a January transfer. So he comes in, he plays half a season. He gets 20 starts, a goal, 4 assists on a 7.22, 10 continental starts with a goal and assist on a 7.06. Maybe he gets noticed that way. And then they pick him up because they're still in the Premier League. How have they been there the whole time? Yes, they have. They essentially double their money in about a year and a half. Or no, in about a year? Yeah. Because they picked him up in, February. So in a year, they double their money. He goes to Leeds. He gets 6 starts, 2 subs on a 6.78, 6 continental with... Is it counting... Wait a minute. We got to look that up. So he gets 6 continental and 2 subs. It's not carrying over his stuff from like it does with the international. So that's 6 continental with Leeds. 2 goals, 2 assists, 7.8. 4 international total with a 7.03. What? And he's a regular starter. And he's got 4 years. It was a 4.5 year deal. 30 grand a week. How long has he been out with the injury? 2 months. So he had a tight hammy and then he tore his calf muscle. No, that tight hammy was last season. So this is the first thing that's happened to him. Happened in a game versus Crystal Palace. I wasn't expecting that. It looks like some of these have improved. Again, we're not going to look at all of them. I do know that the balance was a 10 because I just said like 5 minutes ago when I was recording, because he was at the end of last episode and I'm doing these back to back, that we were hoping that some of these would get to a 12 if at best, and balance has gotten 1 better. So that's something. It looks like some of these have gotten better too. So those excellent training facilities in 1 year, again, I don't have the former year's numbers pulled up next to it, but like pretty massive change is what it looks like, and massive change from a league standpoint. Wow, I am stunned. Okay, playing again central midfielder the whole time, and then still playing central. So yeah, it's what he is. It's what he is. So he came in whatever it was, January, right? Let's go back. I'll make sure I get this right. January 31st. Okay. So this is his first potential game. He starts, comes right in. I guess he had a week. He comes in on the 31st. He's got a week to kind of learn the system, but still, goodness me. Plays against Southampton in a loss. Derby County is in the Premier League. Doesn't play. I'm not going to look at all these, but then, okay, the Europa Conference League, is that what that is? Euro Cup 2 conference, second knockout round starts there. 6.9 against PAOK, the Greek team, right? An 8-point through, the yellow card, and a goal. So they get through. They go to the quarterfinal. They go to the semifinal. and they lose 4-0 to Valencia. And you know what? It's because Greg wasn't there, because he'd torn his calf muscle by that point. So that's why they didn't have that defensive structure. He was missing. He was there against the Turkish team that I'm not going to try and pronounce. I'm not going to try and pronounce, and then I try and pronounce Trabzonspor. Sorry, I butchered that. But he played at 8.8 with a goal. They win 4-0. Over the 2 legs, they win 7-0, and then they play Valencia and get stomped in the ground because Greg is not there. That was the key difference. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That is fascinating. Now, nobody wants him. He has no relegation clause. He has no, if another team in a continental competition comes in, he has none of that. I kind of can't believe that happened. I thought it'd be a couple seasons, in Poland before something happened, and I didn't think it'd be going to a Premier League team that finishes 9th. Go on, Greg. What a move. Oh, and his international is here. So, I don't think they qualified for the World Cup. Pretty fair to say. 1 point. Oh, that is rough. But they're back in the East Asian Cup qualifying. Gonna take a crack at that. That is just hard. Oh, dadgummit. Gordon Bell is still with Calvary FC. He's considering his options though. They don't have a role to play, or he doesn't have a role to play for them. He's transfer listed for 625, my friends. We are going to get a move because his contract is up in 18 months. So they have to make a decision. Now, what if they offer him like some crazy they offer him $3,000 a week? Oh, who wants it? Okay. A European team. It's not MLS. It's not another team in the CPL. It's moving up the world to Portugal's second league with Nacional de Madeira. That's okay. That'd be great. Now, it's interesting considering his options. Like, didn't he just asked to leave? Now, maybe something changed, in throughout the episode, but he asked to leave. You'd think this is a positive move, right? Ends up with 22 starts in the calendar year season on a 704. Thus far this season, 13 starts, 2 goals, 2 assists on a 722. He's lighting them up. He just needs a chance. Of course, because this team, right? They're only minor interested. So like, that's not a guarantee. He'll probably go to some random place, that isn't the Portuguese second league. But maybe we'll have some movement by the next step. Now, wait a minute. He's on my short list. Why can't I see his form? Every time I click that, it never keeps it. Why did I just click that? I've already got the next several years history holidayed forward. I don't understand why I can't see his form. And that's interesting, a 1.1 million release clause, but that's if somebody wants to come steal him versus he's actually listed for less than that. They're like, hey, please come buy this guy for 625. Somebody take him, please. Oh, I was really hoping this would be the one, but I think we're getting close to where something is going to happen. So maybe next episode. Joe Bridgman's still at PSG, still on 210 a week. Oh, he's now a squad player. He's gone down in stature. Is that going to lead to a move? Probably not, because he's making so much money. He was a regular starter. That's what my brain is saying. That's what my brain is saying, and I'm going to stick with my brain, is because I just recorded this. I'm almost certain he was a regular starter last episode. He was a squad player at the end of year 6, so maybe I'm just remembering. Either way, he's getting the minutes, right? 29 starts, 3 subs, 701. 4 cup starts with a sub, 6.8. 13 continental starts on a 6.98. They must have made a run in something. 7 international starts on a 6.9. He improved his rating back up into the 7s. He's still not like exceptional at crossing or anything like that, but he's all right, from a technical and physical standpoint. Again, I haven't seen your comments yet about, do you think he's gonna take off technically, if he's just kind of stalled out from a training standpoint, from his physicals and mentals, but now the technicals are going to come good. I mean, he's still got time. He's 24, right? Like, it's kind of harsh, but it's just like, I don't know. I just was expecting more. Where did they make a run? Champions League. You know, they could have gotten knocked out, but Champions League made it to the final. It was a Man United on penalties. He scored his. He did his job. Joe Bridgman scored a penalty in the Champions League final. He did his job. He did a 7.5, but they lose on penalties. Not his fault. Not his fault. And they won the French Cup as well. So, you know, I mean, he's still playing with Kylian Mbappe. Vinicius is there. You know, he's at a good spot, but I'm almost certain his squad player status went down. For Russia, 49 caps now. You could see here that, they lost to Scotland. So I'm going to get a comment like, don't use that accent. Stop. Andorra with a draw. Belarus with a draw. That's disappointing. So they make it to they had to go to the playoff semifinal, and they lose 2-1 to Sweden. So Pekka's happy about that. I mean, maybe not that the status of his client isn't going up because they're in the Euros, but so he misses the Euros with Russia. Where would he go if he's not? If his playing time goes down, which it hasn't really, like, he's been in over 30 appearances a season, right? But if his playing time goes down, where could he go? You know, he's worth a lot. He's still listed as their starting right back. They've got Wilfred Ndidi, who can play, you know, everywhere, but isn't like a right back, you know? They've got a guy named Christian Mosquera, who is a center back, really. Same age. They've got Mendy here, who is really a left back. That's not going to be taking his minutes. So they don't have I mean, maybe this guy in a bind can play right back. He is a star player, but he's more of an elite winger, right? He's an attacking winger. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I really wanted to see this one. Liverpool regular starter Chris Carpenter up to 77 million. It was 65, I think, the last time we saw him. Looks to be a treat, doesn't he? I mean, just 2032 is the contract end date. Is that new? Yes, they did an extension. They signed him for a lot of money, and then they do an extension, because I thought it was like, wait a minute, it was 2031. Well, that's probably why. He did a 7.44 last season. 29 starts, 5 goals, 13 goals, 10 assists. 7.44, 9 cup starts and a sub with 2 goals and 3 assists on a 7.83, 7 continental with 5 goals, 2 assists on a 7.53, and 8 international on top of that with no goals and assists on a 7.54. I could see why they were like, yeah, let's go ahead and offer you you had a great season, mate. Let's go ahead and offer that extension. Did they have any kind of, so they didn't have a release clause or anything, they still don't, but you know, I'm sure Pekka, the agent, loves that. They sign him on a big deal, and then they come back and they offer him a raise. Wasn't it like 90 grand? He's up to $210 a week. Oh, that's so good. Pekka's getting paid. Chris is getting paid. How'd they do? Oh, I saw it down there. Third. So it's not good. Jurgen's still there, though. Still playing with Erling Haaland. They won the League Cup and the FA Cup. So, you know, you don't win the Premier League. You don't do anything in the Champions League. I mean, where did they get knocked out here? They made it to the first knockout round against AC Milan, and they lost on away goals. So that was the end of their run. No, they get through on away goals. They take on Man United, and they lose 2-3 to Man United because Man United goes all the way to the final. But then they beat Arsenal for the FA Cup final, and they beat, where was it? I saw it. Man City in extra time in the Carabao Cup final. Nico Williams getting the winning goal in extra time. Not bad. Ooh, injuries everywhere on that one. I don't know. That's kind of I was not expecting Chris Carpenter to have that leap, and that is freaking exciting if you ask me. All right, Peter Doyle was at Atletico Madrid B. He's still there. He's got 62 appearances total for them. So, yay. This season, 29 starts, 9 goals, 8 assists, 6 players of the match, 737, 7 international starts, an assist on a 709. So he's upped his level. So, like, he kind of comes in, he has to learn Portuguese. I think he had basic. He's now fluent, so that helps. But then performs, right? He increases his goal tally by, 50%. He gets 1 more assist, 3 times as many players of the match. He's trying to earn that spot. He's still listed for a loan. Nobody's going to loan him. He's making $25,500 a week. He's got 2 years left now. So, okay. So he does have a minimum fee release clause of $51 million. Don't think anybody's going to be activating that. Just a hunch. But can he kind of force a move, right? They got him listed, but then at the end of next episode, he'll have a year left. So they'll have to kind of do something then, right? No crazy injuries. He's just kind of existing, and that is meh. 54 caps, 6 goals now. Is he playing? Yep, he's playing in African Nations qualifying. Doing all right. So they get, what is that? They're currently tied on points, at least at the top of the group. And last season they had World Cup qualifying, and that did not go well. They're 113th in the world. And he's no longer, he's the 3rd top player for Equatorial Guinea. I'm really curious. Can he get a loan? I don't think anybody's going to come grab a player off the B squad of Atletico Madrid. But I'm curious to see next summer, what is his status? Are they transfer listing him? Are they trying to make a move? Will they sell him before then? We'll have to find out. Liam Flanagan, still with Fiorentina, $61,000. How did they finish the season? Ooh, big step back from 10th to 16th. So this trajectory, now he's not been there for the whole trajectory, but that's not headed in the right direction. We were wondering if Milan was going to pick him up and take him to, some superb training facilities. That has not happened. So they either found somebody else or they rebuffed their interest. 28 starts rather than 33 the season prior. Same rating, essentially. He gets a goal and assist. He gets 10 international starts and a sub with a goal on a 7-1-6. 2 players of the match as a center back is kind of impressive, if you ask me, from a both internationally and in the league. Don't see that a lot, do you? Curious, because the number of games went down by 5. Bruchen pulled thigh, twisted ankle for 4 weeks. That's a bad ankle sprain. So he misses, what is that? Essentially 6 weeks of the season. So that would explain why, the number of games went down. His acceleration has been stuck on 10 for a while. Like, I'm not seeing a ton of development. He looks like a tiny little player, but yeah, I don't know. Is he just, he's got 3 more years left, right? And they do have the relegation release clause, but they have the optional contract extension. That's kind of interesting. He's getting close to that value. So if Fiorentina goes down or starts getting into that what's happening range, will they either flip him or will somebody come snatch him up? He's not gone up significantly in value, but they could still, get some profit out of the deal. For Paraguay, what's he done here? Copa America, Group B. Is he playing? Yep. Looks like that's a right. Maybe it's not a right back. Maybe they're back 5. They don't qualify though. 3 points. That's all they needed. Oh, okay. That's not done. Right. There's 10 games. So they're halfway through. Okay. There's still or is there? Or is that the group stage? That's not the qualifying. Sorry. So yeah, it hasn't gone fantastic, I guess. World Cup qualifying coming up. Currently, they find themselves in 6th. They're in there right now. You're saying there's a chance. Let's just check some random games here. He comes on as a sub against Peru. He starts against Bolivia. He plays against Colombia. Okay, so he's participating. That's good. And we could see his form. I don't understand that whatsoever, to be completely honest with you. Like, what is happening? And I wonder if eventually they fall off the short list. And then you lose the form for everybody. Ball playing defender. And then for Paraguay, yeah, he's not playing right back. So it's just a weird thing with the sorting, or maybe they're playing a back five and it's showing the right center back of the back three aspect first. I mean, it's just kind of like, hey, it's okay. Now, the big thing will be if they get into the relegation zone, what happens? Mr. Kev, how's he doing at Stuttgart? He's wanted now, 71 Grand Star player. Ooh, the who's who is wanting him. Make sure there's nobody else on the list. Barcelona, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Benfica, Southampton, the who's who, Valencia, and a little bit of interest from Man United. Asking price is 72. Transfer, okay, by request. In December, he wanted to leave, so they set a high bar because they want to double their money, or get an 80% return on their money. And there is some interest around. Has he earned that interest? He gets another 31 games. That's interesting. 2 seasons of exactly 31 games is odd. 15 goals instead of 18, but 5 players of the match instead of 1 on a 7-2-9. So he actually scores 3 less goals, but he has a bigger impact, basically, at least on the players of the match. Or maybe in the games that he scored those goals, maybe they came in bunches. We could kind of take a look at that. He gets 4 cup starts on a 7-7-8 with 2 goals, 9 international with 4 goals, with a pen on a 7-0-6. From a form standpoint, we can see this, of course. So I wonder if, like, maybe this game he got the player of the match because he had a brace against Freiburg on a 7.2. But it's not like he had a game with, like, 5, right? So, they're kind of spread out. He's doing all right. Internationally, he played some games. He gets a brace against French Guiana. Brace. He gets a goal against El Salvador and a goal against Turks and Caicos. All right, some sort of qualifying maybe going on there. We'll take a look. Again, we're not going to take a deep dive on the attributes. He looks like a good player, right? Like, just, again, I can't tell you if everything significantly changed, but, like, lots of green on the screen, which is what you want to see. Now, will somebody pay that asking price, or will they get into, like, we'll give you a 60, like, expecting to leave the club in the near future. He's unsettled, right? Like, he wants to go. They've got him listed. Now it's just who's going to pony up the cash. That's kind of interesting. And for internationally, we'll just take a look here. Gold Cup playoff final, so they're doing all right there. I guess that's for the next Gold Cup, maybe. It's not showing up yet. Obviously, they beat Antigua and Barbuda. He gets a goal in a friendly against, as we noted, against Turks. Ooh, Nation League Division A, they lose to Mexico. I mean, the fact that they were in the top level of the Nations League, Mexico, El Salvador, that's tough sledding. But, he's doing okay. He's doing all right. Where does he move? Where do you think he should? I mean, it's kind of hard to tell this far in the future, right? We're in 2028, but, like, I almost think it would be better to go to, like, Southampton is okay in 6, like a good team where you're going to get a lot of minutes. I always worry about a player going to, like, Barcelona and now he's a squad player and he doesn't really play that much. Although maybe he's good enough to continue playing. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Brian McGee's still in Tottenham. Now he's a regular starter now. Yay! No significant developments on the technical attributes. At least it doesn't look like it. At least he's now a regular starter. What's that meant for last season? He didn't go on loan. He didn't go on. How is he the regular? How has he earned? I don't know. They must have sold somebody. 11 starts on a 7.0. That's it. 2 cup start. I mean, he had international and cup, but, like, from a league standpoint, it's not like he played 28 games. He played fewer games this past season than the season before, and now he's the regular starter. What on earth? Pulled ankle ligaments. He's only out for 2 weeks. He had a sports hernia at the end of the season, out for a month. But it's not like he had, something where he's out for 4 months. I'm very confused. I mean, he's making more money. His value's gone up. Signed the contract in October. But it's like, you sign the contract in October, you still only get 11 total starts, even though you're now a regular starter. Or maybe they did the squad status change at the end of this season, but like none of this makes sense to me. I'm kind of confused, to be honest with you. Chile, he's playing for them regularly, you know? So we can take a look at that. How's Tottenham doing? Sorry, Spurs fans. He's about there. Chile. Copa America Group B. We already saw this, but they finished fourth. Okay. So they're into the Copa America quarterfinal against Argentina. World Cup qualifying is not going great. I mean, they're still in with a chance, you know, get a couple wins and you could turn it around. I just can't believe he's still there. I can't believe he's not decided to go someplace where he's going to get 30 games a season. And I don't get that he got less games this season than the previous season, but now he's a regular starter. I don't understand. Josh Payne has moved to Manchester City. 180 grand a week. Squad player. Harry Kane is a vital part of the team. Oh, dearie me. 56 million. How much do they pay? 28 million. Okay, so let's go back. All right, this was... Okay, he played the whole season for them. So it must have happened, in August. Okay. But he's a squad player, so he doesn't get, regular starter minutes. 6 starts, 7 subs, 4 goals, 6.92. 3 cup starts with a sub, 2 goals and assists on a 7.45. 11 more international on a 7.07. But that's really interesting. So he goes on loan, does really well for Leipzig, and must have gotten noticed. And is like, hey, Juve, you're not really using him. 28 million? Sure. That's a drop in the bucket for us. Not really, but the 50, 60, 70 million players is more Man City style. But they dropped 28 million on a guy, give him 13 appearances, no clauses or anything, gets a huge loyalty bonus that's left. That's what's left after a year. So it was 10 million probably being paid out over 5 years. Because it was a 5-year deal originally. That is really interesting. Wow. 28 caps, 2 goals for Poland. Is he playing? Okay. They had the Euros, Group C in the Euros. Does he play? Yeah, he played against Turkey in a loss on a 7.5, a 6.5 and a draw against Belgium, and a 6.8 and a loss to Ukraine. Not going great, but he's at least playing. They qualified. So that was something. It just didn't go great once they were there. But you made it. He's getting those international appearances. Wow. It must have been the only thing I could think of. It must have been the Leipzig movie. Wow, that kid's pretty good. Let's go pick him up. Juve's not using him. Off you go. Congrats, Josh. That's pretty exciting. Again, did we check the injuries? I can't remember if I checked the injuries. Bruised thigh? No, that wasn't even this season. That was last season. Things are looking up for Josh Payne. Wow, we got some big teams owning our players now. Get in, and they won the league. Of course they did. Last but definitely not least, it's Andrew. Monaco. So many moves for not much profit. So Inter buys him, loans him out for a couple seasons. He gets 2 league subs. He never starts, I guess we could say, for Inter Milan. They sell him for €1 million profit, but once you factor in, maybe these were for his wages too. So maybe, but not really. He's not made him any money. And he goes out and gets 25 subs. So he doesn't start. He gets 3 starts, 25 subs. That is a lot of subs. That's first guy off the bench type subs. 6 goals and assists on a 6.93 with 2 cup and starts and 2 subs with 5 goals on a 7.38. That's a pretty good return on the average rating. 3 more international, so not a lot. A goal and assist on a 7.63. Signs the contract in August, so obviously with 28 total appearances, with 25 of those being subs. That's kind of crazy. Any significant injuries? Groin strain. That was it. Just for 3 weeks, so they kind of eased him back in. But it's kind of hard to tell. When you go look that he had 6 goals. Let's just look at the league, right? So in the last 17 possible games, he played in 12 of them. He had 4 goals, and One of those goals, he came on in the 51st minute as a sub. One, he came on in the fourth. So he's 2 games, at least a half. The third game was a start, and the fourth one was a goal as like a end of game sub, right, with 20 minutes. So that's not bad. That, you'd like to see maybe he got injured here, so he started, didn't score a goal. But everything else, aside from this, like he's been an impact sub, at least in some variety, right? Some of these he doesn't even earn a rating because it's so late in the game. But that's really interesting. And he's a squad player. So will we see, did he have to learn? He's fluent now. Look at this. Portuguese, Romanian, Italian, French, and basic German, which is kind of hilarious. Has he kind of now settled into the squad? Hey, you gave us some good, coming on as a sub halfway into the game, scoring some goals in the back half of last season. Does he still get 25 appearances, but is it more like 12 and 13, like 12 starts and 13 subs? Like, does he kind of ease into that? Because I think he's done that before, or is that, I think it's somebody else. I guess we've seen that before, where it's like they come in, they get a lot of subs, and then as they settle into the squad and develop, they start moving in a better direction. Again, I can't really tell you what's changed on the attributes. I see the first touch, agility, and natural fitness are all on the green, so that's good. As a striker, 14 finishing, 14 heading, not the tallest, 5'9". Passing is a 13. Still needs to develop. What are Monaco's facilities like these days? Excellent, so that's good. So, good level. That's actually not, to go from being just the guy they loaned out, to playing, hey, they actually paid money for you. They're paying you a good wage, and they're utilizing you. And you're at Monaco's not, anything to sniff at, right? Like, they're finishing 5th, 6th. They haven't won the league, in the experiment, but they're in the mix, right? Like, they're not a bottom feeder of Ligue 1, right? So will that end up being a good move for him? We'll see. And again, Pekka here at the end still has all 10 as clients, so nobody has left him. They've been happy thus far. I kind of wonder, though, like, once you start getting into these big moves, or if somebody gets stuck, I don't know, like Brian McGee, does he say, like, I want a new agent? Or is Brian just happy, right? Some of the values have changed, right? I think the highest we had was Joe at 66, so his value is still the same, but we had Chris jump him. I think Chris was at 65, is up at 77 million. Josh Payne obviously has gone up significantly. We're moving up the chain, although, to be fair, Peter and Gordon are about where they were. So I'm really, really hoping that Gordon moves because he's transfer listed. And that's interesting. I think I skipped the fact that... No, we talked about that. Yeah, that he was listed by request. That happened in December, and they still haven't sold him. So will we see... I really want Brian McGee to move. I really want Gordon to move. Mr. Kev, I could take it or leave it. I mean, it'd be great if he moves up in the world to a bigger team from Stuttgart. Had the Stuttgart finish another season in 8th. So, like, they've not, like, gone up and then tanked back down. They're still doing all right. We just got to get this Atletico Madrid B team and Calvary FC off of this list of other teams. Like, 2 of these things are not like the others, I guess is what you'd say there. But, my friends, again, if you've enjoyed this, hit that like button. If you want to support the channel, you check out the links below to my Patreon, become a YouTube member, buy something on the Teespring store, or just keep sharing this with your friends and keep hitting the like button and commenting. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one.